Hi guys, welcome back to another video. If you don't know me, my name's Claire. I do a lot on this channel, books, K-pop. I did a couple of hair stuff as well as a Shein haul, singular. For anyone who isn't new, I did get a mic. It is a Blue Yeti one. I don't know if anyone else knows this, but Best Buy actually has a sale going on. That if you turn in any PC accessories like keyboards, mice, I know as well you can turn in like portable monitors, but I think you have to pay like $29-$30 for them to recycle it. But if you turn that in, you actually get a discount for 20% off any like Logitech PC accessories. So you can get like Logitech keyboards and mice. I know that this one specifically is a Logitech and Yeti collaboration. So this doesn't count for the sale, but I know my Best Buy, this went from $130 to $90. So it's already over 20% off. So yes. So if anyone is thinking about, getting any new headphones, any new headphones, keyboards, and mice, Best Buy is actually doing a sale. And I think they're doing it until the end of December. So a really long time for anyone who wants to do that, especially if you have any like extra keyboards or mice hanging around that you really don't use like we did. We're in the process of moving in about a month and a half. So we had a good bit that we needed to recycle. So yeah, I'm super excited because I do have the Samsung S23 Ultra, which is what I'm filming on right now. And the video and picture quality is actually pretty amazing compared to the iPhone. But I do know that the microphone isn't that great. It can sound pretty far away if you're not really close up to the camera. Yes, today's video is actually super fun. In the process of moving, I realized I had a lot of like first books of series that I never actually got around to finishing. So this video is me basically compiling a list of series that I actually hope to finish or get pretty close to finishing as 2023 comes and goes. So let's get into the list. First is if you're not new to my channel, you know about, is the Harry Potter series. I'm currently on the third book, so Prisoner of Azkaban. I'm about, I'd say, close to being in the middle of it. I actually have 2 videos already up of me reading the first 2 books, so if you want to see my reactions for that, go check those 2 videos out. I do have clips of me reading the third book, but as I said, we're currently in the process of moving, so I really haven't had time to really sit down and enjoy reading anything, especially if I have to also film while doing it. Yeah, so I will also include some reasons as to why I want to finish these series. Harry Potter series, of course, is such a classic, like getting back into reading as an adult kind of thing. Born in 2001, so I was pretty much not in the middle of when the movies came out, but I think by the 4th one, I was able to go see them in theaters. I don't know the exact years they came out, but I did definitely get to see the last 2 in IMAX, and I was not young by that point. So I never actually got to read the books as a kid because I have ADHD and it never worked. I could never stay focused enough to read them, and if you know, literally past the 3rd book, all the books end up being over 500 pages. So I was not that kind of kid growing up. So I'm actually going back through and reading them now. And they're super fun. I love the movies. Absolutely adore the 3rd and 4th one. Probably the best by far. I've talked about this in the aforementioned videos. I think aesthetic wise, the 3rd one is just like chef's kiss. It is most appealing aesthetic wise. I love the 5th one a lot because Luna Lovegood shows up in that one. But yeah, I really do want to continue reading them. I think it's just been a really hectic month. So I have not really gotten around to reading anything. But yeah, I do hope to at least get through the 3rd one and through the 4th one by the end of this year. And it's really it's really not a big goal, but I do want to be able to read all of them and understand the hype. Plus, I love movie Ginny, and I think everyone says that the book Ginny is so much better, and so I want to get to the point where she's like mother era. Next is a really close to my heart series, not because it's necessarily a good series, but mostly for nostalgic reasons. For anyone who is not new to this channel knows that I started getting back into reading about 3 years ago, and the first book I ever picked up to do so was first book in the Mortal Instruments series. I had that book for probably 4 years at that point, and I just never got around to reading it. And then I remember specifically our power went out that day and I really didn't have anything else to do, so I just sat there for like almost 10 hours reading it, and I got through it in one day, and I was like, oh, that was kind of fun. So that began the book buying spree of 2020. Yeah, I do want to finish reading it. I'm on the 4th book, I think, and I'm not even halfway into it. I don't know if anyone knows, I'm specifically a mood reader. If I'm not in the mood to read something, I will not read it, which is why, especially when I was packing up everything, there were lots of books I had that I'd had for 5 years up until that point. I never did anything with them, and I keep telling myself I'm going to read them, and then I don't. And that kind of happened with the Mortal Instruments series. I do like the series, again, purely for nostalgic reasons, but I think the storyline kind of dropped off for me after the 3rd book. I think the 3rd book is probably the best one I've read so far. A lot of action in it. You get a lot of information about just kind of the shady people in the background. And so I think it's, in my opinion, the best one I've read so far. Not to say that it's the best in the series, but just in purely my opinion, I think it's the best written, best in terms of plot, which is why I think it's so hard for me to get through the 4th one, because it was such not a drop off, but the plot, it kind of slowed down. You do start a lot of storyline with Simon. For anyone who doesn't know, is the main character's bestie. You get a lot of stuff about him, and basically just kind of background information following the events at the end of the 3rd book, and just his kind of tumultuous time back to New York City after, again, the events of the 3rd book. So yeah, so it's just been really hard for me to get into the 4th book, I'm not gonna lie, but I do definitely want to keep going on through it, because I think there are 5 or 6 books, so I don't even have that many left to read. Will I continue the Into the Universe? Probably not. I've seen the absolute devastation reading the like 2 other series that are all set in the same universe, and I'm such a crybaby, and I cry in movies, books, during songs. Like, I don't think I could do it. I don't think I could do it at all. So I think, honestly, I might not even continue reading after. But just because I think I'm just so attached to the characters in the Shadowhunters, part of the series, that I'm like, I don't know if I could read anything else without them. I do know that one of the series in it has a love triangle, and I do not like love triangle. I don't care if it's not an actual love triangle. Like, actually, I think that one might be an actual love triangle. Anyway, I don't like it. I don't understand the infighting. I don't understand the jealousy. I think There are specific plots and specific TV shows where it's fine, and I tend to look past it. If you're into Chinese dramas or Asian dramas in general, it's a pretty common trope where you have like this one person A, person B, and person C, and this doesn't connect, but it's like a little arrow kind of thing. So it's not an actual love triangle, but it's still infuriating, especially when person A has no idea what they want. It's so frustrating. So I don't even think I would even touch that series. I'm not gonna lie. Shameless plug. Go follow me on Goodreads. It'll be down in the description. So this other one is a really popular series. It's also very, very dear to my heart, for nostalgic reasons and for the fact that it's just a good series. Truly Devious. I think if you loved A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, which I've not read, if you loved A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, you loved Scooby-Doo, you love those like really drawn out, slow burn mystery series, Truly Devious is spot on. I love Stevie. I love Stevie so much, and I think her group of friends is just, the vibes are immaculate. If anyone wonders what I'm looking at, I have my iPad here because I'm filming with my phone. So let me just go ahead and read you what the little blurb for this is. It says, Ellingham Academy is a private school in Vermont for the brightest thinkers, inventors, and artists. It is founded by Albert Ellingham, an early 20th century tycoon who wanted to make a wonderful place full of riddles, twisting pathways, and gardens. A place, he said, where learning is a game. Shortly after the school opened, his wife and daughter were kidnapped. The only real clue was a mocking riddle listing methods of murder, signed with the frightening pseudonym Truly Devious. It became one of the great unsolved crimes of American history. True crime aficionado Stevie Bell is set to begin her first year at Ellingham Academy, and she has an ambitious plan. She will solve the cold case. That is, she will solve the case when she gets a grip on her demanding new school life and housemates, the inventor, the novelist, the actor, the artist, and the jokester. But something strange is happening. Truly Devious makes a surprised return, and death revisits Ellingham Academy. The past has crawled out of its grave. Someone has gotten away with murder. The two interwoven mysteries of this first book in the Truly Devious series dovetail brilliantly, and Stevie Bell will continue her relentless quest for the murders in books 2 and 3. New York Times best-selling author Maureen Johnson weaves a delicate tale of murder and mystery in the first book of a striking new series, perfect for fans of Agatha Christie and E. Lockhart. So something I want to mention for people who don't know anything about the series, it's a switching POV or switching timeline series, actually. Most people, I think, would hate, but I think it was done quite well. So I've gotten to I need to read the 4th book. So I've read the 1st through 3rd. And that's when the kind of this main mystery happens. And I think it is done so well. I enjoyed every single part of reading it. You get introduced to a bunch of different clues, stuff that's basically hidden in these differing timelines, and you can even start to solve the case immediately in the first chapter of the first book. It's just, it's so brilliant. I love it. And the only reason I have yet to continue reading is because I wanted to wait for the 9 Liars book to come out, which it did, I think, earlier this year. Truly excited about it. If anyone wants to know, I did, in fact, rate the first book 5 stars, rated the second one 5 stars, and then rated the third one. Oh, I only rated that 4 stars. I think I meant to rate it between probably like a 4.5 or something. I think I was just, I don't want to talk about it because I don't want to ruin anything for anyone. Okay, next series is one that I just talked about it. Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I've actually not read the first book. I think I've had the first book for about 2.5 years now, which is an absolute egregious timeline to have a book that is so highly rated. But I don't know. I actually don't know what I think. I think there was just books that kept coming out that I was like, oh, I want to read this, or I want to read this. And I remember when I wanted to read A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, I found there's someone inside your house, or someone inside the house. There's someone inside, I don't know. I'll put a picture of it. And which, if you don't know, is a slasher novel, slasher book. I did not know it was a slasher book until the middle of it. If you know, you know. If you've read that book, you know what I mean. I'm not squeamish, but I was not prepared for I'll say a keyword, the pumpkin. You know, how you can slice a pumpkin in half and then put it back together. Yeah. I was not prepared for that. So, yeah. And then I'll say something else. The praying hands. I think I stared at my book for about 5 minutes after I read that scene, and I was like, what? I had to put it down and go to bed. And it was like 1 and 2 a.m. and I absolutely freaked myself out. But I think I saw that one and I was like, ooh, I want to read this. And then I put down A Girl's Guide to Murder and I just didn't continue reading it. I've not even started it. I just had it with a sticky note in the first chapter and just not read it yet. And I need to, because again, it's so highly rated. Next series is another nostalgic one for me, Cruel Prince. I've actually read book 1 through 3 already. So I've technically read the Cruel Prince series, but I want to finish the Stolen Heir series, which I can't technically do yet because the second book doesn't actually come out until March of next year. But still, it is a series I want to finish because I don't know if anyone agrees with me. I really don't care if you don't. The Stolen Heir is wonderful. I enjoyed it. It's great seeing that character all grown up, and seeing kind of how they their personality presents. I won't say anything else, but I think it was a super fun book. I read it real quick. So yeah, it was super fun. I loved the book. And so I do intend to purchase and read the second one when it comes out. The next series is a newer book that I actually finished, I think, in January of this year. It's the Luminaries. It's a super, super fun book. It's a little bit gory, so if you're not really into that stuff, I don't know if I would fully recommend it. And it's a big part of it because they're fighting monsters and everything. I don't know if this is a duology or a trilogy. All I know is that the first book is the only one that's out. And the second book comes out November 7th of this year. So we're getting close to it. We're getting close. But let me read you the blurb real quick. Winnie Wednesday wants nothing more than to join the Luminaries, an ancient order that protects Winnie's town and the rest of humanity from the monsters and nightmares that rise in the forest of Hemlock Falls every night. Ever since her father was exposed as a witch and a traitor, Winnie and her family have been shunned. But on her 16th birthday, she can take the deadly Luminary Hunter trials and prove herself loyal and true, and restore her family's good name, or die trying. Winnie enlists the help of one person who can help her train, Jay Friday, resident bad boy and Winnie's ex-best friend. While Jay might be the most promising new hunter in Hemlock Falls, he also seems to know more about the nightmares in the forest than he should. Together, he and Winnie will discover a danger lurking in the forest no one in Hemlock Falls is prepared for. Not all monsters can be slain, and not all monsters are confined to the dark. I loved this book. I rated it a 5 out of 5. Like I said in the beginning, I don't actually know if I said this, if I'm being honest. I found a love for not gory books, but darker books, I guess. They're super fun to read. I think out of everything I've read so far, The Luminaries was very very fresh. If the only way I can explain it is the book series Deadly Education. I think that book also I share the same sentiment about. This one it was a little bit frustrating because at the end it ended so like abruptly, and I was like, oh, I thought this was a standalone. Like I did no research, did not look on Goodreads to see if it was a series, no clue, and just kind of read it, and I was like, oh, okay. I didn't know this would be a series, which is actually, it was a little bit okay because the book is coming out later this year and I read it in January, so I wouldn't be waiting very long to get it. But it was like I was not prepared to read. I thought I was reading a standalone basically. But this book is so fun. I enjoyed it so much. Again, I'm not really one to rate books really harshly, but this was definitely a 5-star for me. Winnie is very much like you expect the character in these books to be like have a boatload of plot armor and just not get hurt at all. And she just, she doesn't apply to that at all. Like she basically, because she was shunned, she has not trained professionally for this trial. So the trial, it goes well, but not in the way, like she's definitely skirted by. And so it was super fun to read for a character who was incredibly flawed, but still incredibly determined to get to where she wanted to go. It's just, anyway, read the book. It's so good. It's so good. And plus the second one, I mean, it's not even 3 or 4 months until the second one comes out. Like you could just like read it and piecemeal it, and then the second one will be out before you know it. Like it's so good, and I enjoyed it so much. So I definitely want to finish reading it. I don't know if it's a duology. I don't know if it's a trilogy or anything past that. I don't know how long the series is, but I will definitely be reading the second one because it was definitely, it 100% ended on a cliffhanger, which is frustrating. So next is also a series that I've only read the first book, and there is a lot of books left for me to read, is Bridgerton. I read the first book like months ago. I'd probably say like it was likely February, end of January that I finished reading the first one, and currently have the second one in a box, but like I still have it, and I've been meaning to read it for a very long time. I do need to read it because I have not seen the show at all, and I do know that the season 3 for Bridgerton is coming out, and I kind of want to have that book read by the time it comes out, but we'll see. I don't know what I rated it, if I'm being honest. I enjoyed it. If you understand the controversial scene that's in the first book, I think that's why I rated it lower than I probably would have. Oh, okay. Never mind. I think this is also the reason I hate Goodreads rating system. So I think I rated it between a 4.5 and a 5 out of 5 stars. So I think it was like a 4.6, 4.7 if I remember correctly. And it just felt weird to put it at a 4. So I ended up putting it at 5 stars. But in like my book journal that I have, I actually rated it like a 4.6 or 4.7. I felt that putting it at a 4 was just way too low. But putting it at a 5 made more sense than putting it at a 4. So I did end up rating it a 5, but I think it was more 4.6, 4.7. I do remember enjoying the book. I really enjoy the family dynamic between all the siblings, and I would say it's a bit of found family, at least for Simon. I think if I watched the show, I think I would enjoy their relationship a little bit more. But I think I mostly valued the sibling relationships and the relationship they have with their mother as well as just the other people outside of the family, more than I really enjoyed the relationship. I think that will definitely change once I read the second book, because I think I really, really will enjoy the relationship between those two characters. But just in terms of like, I enjoyed the plot. I don't know if I so much enjoyed the romance between them. But yeah, super fun. I think I will definitely enjoy reading the second book a lot more than I did the first one, although I got through the first one quite quickly. Also, I'm having some trouble with determining where to put the mic, because for the first half of the video I had it like this, and it was a bit too loud, and so I think I need to pull it away a bit. But I've never had a mic before, so it's kind of weird. I don't know really how to work with it. Yeah, so if anyone has some tips on what setting I should have the mic on for the least exposed sound, please let me know, because I'm new to this whole thing. And next, this is a series not many people are going to know much about unless you are in that kind of realm of TV. This is the Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation series, or if you've seen it on Netflix, The Untamed. I just want to speak for a moment. This series is amazing. If you don't really want to read 5 books, the series on Netflix, it is 50 episodes, but it is it's so good. Oh my god, I loved it. Me and my best friend watched it together. We also watched Word of Honor, so that's also a really good one. But it is in novel form, so you can read it. You can get it at Barnes & Noble, and it's not like manga or anything. It's like an actual novel. Some people say that the translations are weird because it is a Chinese series. But honestly, I don't speak Chinese, so I don't know if it's bad. Honestly, I like the couple and everything. If you're unfamiliar with the genre, it is danmei, which is BL or boys love or gay, basically. If you're not into that, because it is a Chinese series, the TV show is highly censored. So there's no like actual love. It's more just like, oh, they're just like really good friends, and I'm like, that's not how that works. There is no dub, so you're gonna have to read subtitles, which is not bad. Like, people are just dramatic. So I'll read you the little blurb from it. So it says, Wei Wuxian is also, again, I don't speak Chinese, so please don't come for me. Wei Wuxian was once one of the most powerful men of his generation, a talented and clever young cultivator who harnessed martial arts and spirituality into powerful abilities. But when the horrors of war led him to seek more power through demonic cultivations, the world's respect for his abilities turned to fear, and his death was celebrated throughout the land. Years later, he awakens in the body of an aggrieved young man who sacrifices his soul so that Wei Wuxian can extract revenge on his behalf. Though granted a second life, Wei Wuxian is not free from his first, nor the mysteries that appear before him now. Yet this time, he'll face it with all the righteous and esteemed Lan Wangji at his side, another powerful cultivator whose unwavering dedication and shared memories of their past will help shine a light on the dark truths that surround them. 5 out of 5. I enjoyed it. Obviously, it's got 5 books currently out. They're all translated into English. You can buy them at Barnes & Noble, and I've seen them at Books A Million, and both in the manga section and graphic novel sections. It's a wonderful series. It is a Chinese series, so you're gonna have to understand. There were a lot of misconversions between English and Chinese, but there are lots of different ways that they address people. Like, they will call people who aren't related to them, who are the same age, brother and sister, but they're not technically related. They'll call older women aunt. They'll call older men uncle. And there are a lot of, I think they're called honorifics, that they'll say, but they don't mean it the way that people who speak English mean it. Like if I say brother, I'm meaning someone I'm related to who is, you know, the son of my mother. Again, it is a danmei, so the book is it's not censored. So you will be having a gay love between two men. So if you don't like that, obviously don't read the book. Don't come for me either, because I don't really give a shit. All you have to do is type in danmei, so it's DANMEI, and it's basically just the Chinese equivalent to BLs or gay. If you buy the book or the novels for all of these, there's usually a glossary in the end that'll actually explain what each word is. Because although it's English translated, there are a lot of still Chinese romanticized words in there. So it'll have them written in Chinese, the romanticized version, as well as the loosely English translated version of what it is, as well as a little description. So you don't really spend most of your time being lost as to what certain things are. I hope you guys had a fun time listening to all the books, or all the book series that I want to continue reading in this last few months of 2023. Again, if you guys have any suggestions on mic settings, let me know. We reached past 200 subscribers. Thank you to everyone who's subscribed. So we've been long time coming, but we're here at 200. Thank you for everyone who is here. I hope you guys stay a while, and any new faces that join. I hope you guys also stay. For anyone who's here for K-pop, I have a cover of AO by NCT 127 in the works. It's a really hard dance, and I'm trying. And also they're cooking us down here in the south east of the United States. So it's very, 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 very hot outside. But that will definitely be coming out either tomorrow, filming this, or the day after. It's got a lot of intricate steps in it, so we're figuring it out. But yeah, I hope to see you guys in the next video. I'm going to try to do more sit down long videos. I do like doing this, but I hate editing them. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, let me know. Comment down below. Also, if you really enjoyed, go ahead and subscribe. Like the video. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.